think we'll give it, Josh, just like another minute or two here.
Sounds great.
No, we have our first education series.
That's for that, man.
You got to get the heater just right down here. It's a little chilly.
My office is always freezing in the morning, so I always have a little heater on too, and then by the afternoon it gets warm.
Yep. But it stays pretty steadily cold down here.
You need one of those radiant heaters that goes under your desk.
Ah, now we're talking.
All right, Christina, should we get started?
Getting waved at. Yeah, go for it.
All right, I want to welcome you all to our first part of our Thriving and Surviving After 2020 webinar series. This idea to do this series came from our members, and we're really excited to present round one, or part one, the Digital Marketing Growth Blueprint. Before we start, our sponsor today is Charter Bank, and I'm going to show a little video from Charter, just welcoming you all. And then just as kind of a housekeeping note, keep yourself on mute unless you have a question. Josh will kind of watch for everybody, and if he sees a question, feel free to put it in chat or raise your hand and he'll figure it out and be able to help you along the way. So with that being said, we'd like to welcome you with Charter.
Hello and welcome to today's session of Thriving and Surviving After 2020. My name is Dawn Malcolm, Vice President of Mortgage Banking.
And my name is Susie Twice, Assistant Vice President of Mortgage Banking.
Susie and I have several years of lending experience and take pride in providing the best possible service we can to our customers.
Charter Bank has been in the community for 40 years. We thrive on being locally minded and supportive of the communities we serve. And we have some great news for this year. We are now able to service our mortgage loans right here at Charter Bank. What does that mean for you?
When you close on your mortgage loan, we are now able to maintain the servicing, handle your payments, take care of your escrow, or if you have any questions about your account, you can call your bank and get your answers.
If you are in the market for a home loan, we would love the opportunity to work with you. You will find working with us that we are experienced lenders with local decisions, and we are just plain super cool.
Charter Bank is pleased to be a sponsor of this great event and hope that you find it very inspiring and beneficial. Enjoy this series of Thriving and Surviving After 2020.
So we thank those super cool ladies from Charter Bank and just for Charter Bank in general for sponsoring today. And now, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our presenter, Josh Rizzo from Satellite 6. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Josh.
Great. Thanks so much, Christy. And hey, everybody. And also thanks to Charter Bank for sponsoring this. Really good to be here. I am passionate about digital marketing, and I think it is so important, especially this year, because over the last year, traditional marketing has almost completely died off. Trade shows have been universally canceled. Print publications are not getting the reach they used to. Billboards aren't getting the impressions they used to. So it does not matter what industry we're in, our digital marketing has to be performing at a really high level. So at Satellite 6, we live and breathe digital marketing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Now, I'm going to share my screen quick because before I get too deep, because this is a Chippewa Valley Home Builders event, I feel like I have to do a little bit of show and tell. So this is the home project. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, this is the home project I am most proud of. It looks simple. No, I painted my house. I did this in 2019, but I started painting this house so that I could be all done with it when we were going to have a baby in 1 month. And that baby came a month early and brought with it a surprise sibling. So I started painting my house, got everything scraped off, and then all of a sudden I had surprise twins a whole month early. It was enormously difficult to find time to paint this stinking house between trying to raise 2 kids at the same time. So this is me championing my completed painted house. And I kind of felt like Gerard Butler as King Leonidas in 300. That's really how I felt when I finished that painting job. And I hope you can kind of see that. More recently, I just installed interior doors, and I am not handy at all. I was so intimidated by this project. And then my father-in-law, who's a contractor, showed me how to do it, and I only felt more intimidated, and I couldn't believe how hard it was. But my son helped, which mostly means he just shoved handfuls of shims into every crack he could find, and we did it. So I'm not a member, but I kind of feel like I'm part of you guys as a Chippewa Valley home builder. So have to share that. So I told you a little bit about Satellite 6. We do digital marketing, and the core of everything we do is around websites. We design, manage, and constantly improve great websites. And today we're going to be talking about digital marketing, and it's all going to come back to the website, because your website is your home base for all of your digital marketing, whether you're doing social media or YouTube or SEO or Google My Business. No matter what kind of digital marketing you do, it all comes back to your website, and your website must perform at a high level. So no matter how you do digital marketing, no matter what strategy you use, it's going to come down to 3 key things that you must do in order to successfully use digital marketing to grow your business. There's only 3 core things you have to do. 1 is you have to get people on your website. There's many ways to do that. I'm going to talk about a lot of strategies, but you have to get people on your website. The second thing is, once they're on your website, you have to turn them into leads. If they get on your website and don't do anything, your website is not doing a good job. You have to get them on your website. When they're on your website, turn them into leads. And then when they're leads, you have to turn them into customers. All of digital marketing can be summed up in those 3 steps. And I'll break down a lot of different strategies and tactics for how to make sure you're optimizing every step of the funnel. Heads up, I am not much of a PowerPoint guy. So I'm going to be just talking to the camera. I'm going to be showing a lot of examples from around the internet, but I don't have a PowerPoint today. The other thing is, I am not very good at noticing the questions in the comment bar. I have a hard time noticing when people are commenting or asking questions or raising their hands. So Christy, or if somebody else notices a question that I have missed, please feel free to jump in. I'm going to speak very quickly. I talk really fast. I'm going to cover a lot of different things. So if you hear something you need a little more explanation on, please feel free to cut me off and ask a question. I'll be happy to talk more about it or figure out how we can apply it to your situation. So the first thing you need to do to have a successful digital marketing blueprint is get people onto your website. And I'm gonna camp out on this section for a while. I'm gonna talk about different ways. Ultimately, you need one really strong channel to get people to your website. There's a lot of marketing noise, and the marketers all want to say, you have to be on every channel. You have to be on YouTube. You have to be on Facebook. You have to be on LinkedIn. You have to have a strong SEO game. Those are all great and those can all help, but you don't have to be on anything. You don't have to be on everything. The only thing you have to do is find one channel that drives traffic to your website and then go all in on that channel. So we're going to talk about a different channel, a couple channels, but these all fit into that bucket of get people to your website. Probably the most obvious way to get people to your website is with social media. Social media is great. It's free. It's pretty easy. At least it's easy to post. At least it's easy to put content out there. It is hard to get engagement with social media. It is hard to use social media as a tool to get people onto your site. So a couple principles, regardless of what social media channel you're using, there's a couple principles you need to adhere to if you're doing social media. One is you have to test bravely and you have to test endlessly. It takes a lot of trial and error to find out what works. Many times we come up with a great strategy and we think we are gonna light the internet on fire with these awesome posts, and nobody likes them, nobody shares them, nobody comments on them. And that's okay, because our attitude is that we have to test to find out what works. Other times we think, well, I'm just gonna post this up there just to put something on social media, and it ignites. But it takes testing, it takes, you have to be a little brave, try new things, copy what others are doing from other industries. It might work, it might not. But when you find something that works, it can make a huge impact when you are able to repeat a successful strategy with social media. So test bravely, test endlessly. Another principle is social media is that authenticity dominates. Whether that's LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, authenticity dominates. So if you're in the siding industry, you might be tempted to post to Facebook all of the stock photos from your supplier. They're going to give you photos. They want their brand on social media. They're going to give you photos of their siding. They're going to give you photos of finished products that are professional and look really nice. Those are not going to perform very well usually. Usually what performs the best is authenticity. And across every channel, I mean, let's look at Facebook. We go to Facebook to find out what real people are doing in a real day. So your biggest tool for social media is your phone. You don't want highly produced stock photos. You don't need expensive video production. There's a place for professional video production. There's a place for professional photography, but most of the time, the authentic casual posts are gonna blow the doors off of the highly produced content. So take selfies. Think about what you would do in your day-to-day life on Facebook. Day-to-day life on Facebook, you would whip out your phone and you'd say, hey, I'm with this old college friend. We just found this great taco place downtown, and you would announce something casual and everybody would like it and you'd get a lot of engagement. Do the same thing with your business page. Take photos of the everyday occurrences. Just take out your phone with the with your business owner, with the president. Take casual everyday photos and tell great stories. The reason this works so well for businesses is that we just want to do business with people that we feel like we know. So you should have photos of your president, of your business owner. You should get them on social media regularly, because when I'm shopping through roofing companies, if I feel like I kind of know who the owners of Rock and Tate are because I see them all over Facebook, I'm going to feel like I just want to get my house roofed by somebody I kind of know and kind of trust. And by putting your authentic photos of your real people front and center, you can build that personal connection with people. If you are a B2B, if you sell business to business, you should strongly consider LinkedIn. And you should have your president or your CEO share your company's updates from LinkedIn. Tag your subcontractors, tag your bank, tag your developer, tag anybody who's helped, tag all of your partners in these posts on LinkedIn. You're giving them free promotion They will like it. They will comment it on it. They will share it. They will amplify your message to a very high value audience. LinkedIn is a very high value audience in the B2B world because it's made up almost exclusively of industry leaders and decision makers. If you're B2B, you want to be in front of those decision makers. So be on LinkedIn. Even though it's a professional network, you still want to be casual. The highly produced photos, people in their suit and tie, those posts don't perform very well. What does perform very well is the day-to-day photos of, hey, this cool thing just happened in our business. We just finished this new building and we want to thank River Valley Architects. We want to thank Charter Bank for helping finance this. We want to thank B&B Electric for being our electric contractor. Putting that on LinkedIn, you're going to get a lot of engagement and a lot of decision makers are going to see that, and your partners are going to amplify that message. So you, on social media, you want to test bravely and endlessly. You want to be authentic because authenticity dominates. And if you're B2B, you should very strongly consider LinkedIn. If you're a small business or if you're the business owner on LinkedIn, favor your own personal page over the company page. LinkedIn is going to favor personal pages above company pages. The companies, they want companies to pay to advertise. If you're just a person, your message is actually going to reach much further. So you can post on both, but if you only have the resources to do one, be active on your personal profile on LinkedIn. A couple ideas to try with social media. Your before and after photos. Make sure you get that photo before you touch that bathroom remodel, and then compare it to the after photo. How-to videos, FAQ videos. You don't even have to script these. You don't even have to plan these. You know what the common questions are in your industry. You might say, hey, I was just on a site and somebody asked me, do I need a brand new roof, or can I just help or can I make my existing roof last longer? Here's the answer. And you just throw up your phone, you give the answer. You speak this stuff day and night. You don't even need to plan it. You don't need lighting. You don't need a mic. You just need to get out there with your phone and answer the questions you know that your people are asking. Use photos to thank your fellow subcontractors. With social media, they say, if you want people to clap for you, if you want people to clap, celebrate yourself. If you want a round of applause, celebrate others. When you complete a project, celebrate the partners. Don't celebrate yourself. Celebrate the others who helped make it a reality. You will get a round of applause when you celebrate the other people that you're connected with, even more than you celebrate your own great work. Social media posts to, hey, meet our people. These are the frontline people. Take a photo and ask a quick question to someone who's swinging a hammer and turning the wrench. Your customers want to feel like they know your business. They want to feel like they know your people, because we all like doing business with people that we know. So make the personal connections with social media. That will always perform better than anything highly produced. Okay, we're still in the bucket of get people onto your website. That's the first step. You got to get people onto your website. Social media was one way to do that. Another way to do that is with SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, and making sure you've set up your website so that when somebody is researching you on Google, you come up to the top. And I'm going to share my screen here. Go back to King Leonidas just for a second. I'll get him out of there. I do like that picture of him though. Okay, this is a keyword tool. Let's say, okay, so for SEO, search engine optimization, you have to know your keyword because everything is based on your keyword. Let's say you are an overhead door company. You sell new overhead doors and you repair overhead doors. Let's plug your keyword into a keyword tool to see how often people search that. There's not a lot of data on Eau Claire, so I'm going to say Chicago overhead door repair. I'll just do Chicago overhead door. Okay, the keyword Chicago overhead garage doors gets searched 70 times in a month. That's not very much. If you are trying to get found for overhead door, you are missing a huge opportunity. That's the industry keyword. That's not what your audience is searching. What they're searching is garage door. Let's look it up. Chicago garage door. Okay, garage door repair Chicago gets searched 1,600 times every month. It's just like if you were a clothing manufacturer. You don't want to optimize for male denim pants. You want to optimize for men's jeans because people search men's jeans. They don't search male denim pants. You need to know what your keyword is and what your audience is actually looking for. So this is an example of a way to do that. If your keyword is overhead door, switch it to garage door. Okay, so SEO. You have your keyword. You need to make sure you've included your modifier. Your modifier is your city. I'm guessing anybody in the home building industry is bound to a geography. When I need a new home, when I need a new roof, siding, windows, I'm gonna look for Eau Claire Roofing Company, Eau Claire Siding, Eau Claire Windows. You need your keyword to always have your modifier, your geographic modifier. It's not enough just to put roofing company. Your keyword needs to say Eau Claire Roofing Company, and I'll show you where you need to put that keyword. Okay, a couple places you have to put your keyword if you want to get found on Google. First place you need to put your keyword is in your meta title, and I'll show you what that is. This is one of our keywords. One of our keywords is manufacturing websites. If you search manufacturing websites anywhere in the country, we are number one. We used to have this spot, but we're the number one result right here. Because our keyword is manufacturing websites and we've put it in our meta title. This link that you see everywhere on Google, that's called your meta title. And Google is looking for you at your meta title to see if your keyword matches what somebody is searching for. So if I search for Eau Claire Siding Company, let's see who has it in their meta title and who doesn't. Okay, Chippewa Valley Home Builders, you're number one. Nice job, because you guys have the listing of all the siding contractors. You don't have Eau Claire Siding Contractors, but it doesn't matter. Google puts you at number one anyway. Liberty Exteriors, they got it. Siding and roofing contractor in Eau Claire. They have their keyword, they have their modifier. Who is next? Rock and Tate, Eau Claire Siding Contractor. Their keyword is siding contractor, their modifier is Eau Claire, and it's in their meta title. If you want Google traffic, you need to have your keyword and your geographic modifier in your meta title. The next place you need to have your keyword is in your headers. So I'm gonna go back to manufacturing websites. We are the number one result for that. We get a lot of free traffic because people are searching for somebody who designs manufacturing websites, and we get free traffic to this blog post. This is a header. This is called a header 1. These are called header 2s. The black ones are called header 3s. Now you don't need to know the code, but no matter whether you're using WordPress or Wix or Squarespace, somewhere you probably have a word editor. And you type your text and you say, okay, I need a header here. And it's going to ask, do you want header 1, header 2, header 3, all the way through header 6? I used to think that I should just pick whichever header looks the nicest. Now, it's nice if the header looks nice, but it's most important that your keywords are in the higher headers. So header 1 is the number one place that Google is looking to see what your website is about. So this is a blog post, but the same is true for your homepage. Your header 1 should have your keyword. This is our header 1. This is not our meta title, which I already showed you. This is the header 1, manufacturing websites. That's our header 1. Anything that's blue, this is header 2. Black is header 3. I've included our keyword many times on this website. Let's see how many times I've included it. 10. I've included manufacturing website 10 times. So here it's in a header 2. Header 2. It's in the paragraph. Header 2. And I give a bunch of examples of manufacturing websites. So you need your keyword and the modifier in your headers. One header one per page. Every page should have not 0 header ones and not 2 header ones. One header one per page. And then all the other headers, it doesn't matter how many there are. But your keyword should be in your header one, and then also put it in some header 2s and some header 3s. Okay, where else do you need your keyword? Okay, meta tag and header tag. The last thing you need to focus on with SEO, search engine optimization, making sure you rank, is your page speed. In order to rank on Google, your website needs to be blazing fast. It is Google's job to give the best website results to somebody who's searching, and Google knows how fast your website is. If your site takes 8 seconds to load, that's a terrible user experience, and Google knows it. Google knows that if they show somebody your website, they're going to wait around for 3 seconds and then they're going to leave. If your website isn't really fast, you will not rank very well. If you're hosting on one of the mass hosting platforms like GoDaddy, they're notorious for being very slow. You are sharing your hosting with many websites, and GoDaddy is prioritizing other pages most of the time. So you want to get your website hosted with a company that has a very fast server that's dedicated to making you load quickly. That's very important. One tool you can use to do that is called Pingdom. We use this tool all the time. It's called Pingdom. So I might type satellite6.com. Whoops, it's searching from Germany. I usually search it from the United States, but we'll see how fast our website is from Germany. If you're looking us up in Germany, how long does it take to load? And sometimes it doesn't mean it's taking this long to load. It just means we're in line. And it takes a second to load our results. Okay. All right, how fast do we load? Ooh, yikes, holy smokes. Oh, this is not good. We got a problem here, 8.5 seconds. That's terrible load speed. I don't know why that is. That means I talked to my developer, we figured out, I'm guessing this is just a fluke. We're redoing a bunch of pages. Normally we're right around 2 seconds, and we track that all the time. But this is alarming to me. I'm gonna go figure this out because this is important. My SEO matters. And if we're really taking 9 seconds to load, we have to fix that. And you should too. Plug your website into this tool, see how long you take to load. Okay, so that's SEO. You want to rank, and the reason you want to rank is because your website, your audience is doing an enormous amount of research before they ever call anybody. They're saying, okay, who are the top 3 companies on Google? I'm gonna research them, and I'm gonna call the one that I trust. So you have to be ranking well if SEO matters to you. If SEO doesn't matter and you have a strong Facebook game, then it doesn't matter that you're on page 4 of Google. You don't have to be doing great in every area, but you do need to find an area that works. Okay. A couple other ways you can get traffic is you can pay for traffic. Social media and SEO, you don't pay for that traffic. That's free. You can pay for your traffic. You can use Facebook ads and Google ads. If you're using Facebook ads, I'm going to stop sharing so you don't have to look at that page. If you're using Facebook ads, you want to make sure that you're using casual photos. Even in an ad, a casual photo will perform much better than a stock photo. It'll blend in. People won't even know it's an ad. They'll just be like, oh, somebody's taking a picture at a job site of this new house. It's probably one of my friends talking about something cool that happened at work. And they'll read your ad and they'll like your ad. So make it casual, even in an advertisement on Facebook. Second thing, don't boost it. Do not boost your posts. Facebook wants you to boost your post because it's easy for them to make money. It is a bad way to advertise on Facebook because it just kind of goes to the people who like your page. It's going to get boosted to your mom. It's going to get boosted to your coworker. It's going to get boosted to your friend from elementary school. It's not going to get boosted to your audience. What you want to do with Facebook ads is use Business Manager. With Business Manager, you can do laser targeting for your audience. You can target just people who like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If you are a business that sells home audio systems where there's speakers in every room and it's all controlled by Bluetooth, and you want to advertise to your audience, in Business Manager, You can tell Facebook, I want to advertise only to single guys who don't have kids, who make $100,000 a year, who follow TechCrunch and have an iPhone 12. You can tell Facebook to do that. And you are only spending your advertising dollars on your exact laser targeted audience. And that's why Facebook ads are so powerful. Google is another place that you can advertise, especially if you know that your audience is doing a lot of searching and you've been trying to rank for Eau Claire Roofing for a long time, but you're still on page 3 and nobody's finding your site. With Google Ads, you can do search ads, which are, I'm sure you guys are familiar, but I'll still share here. Go back to my 9-second page load that I gotta fix. Let's do Eau Claire Roofing. Let's see who's advertising. Lindus Construction is advertising. They get to be the #1 result. Now, those don't get as many clicks as this organic result, but it still does get clicks. It forces that company to show up first when maybe they're normally ranking on the 3rd page or 2nd page. So those are search ads. You can cause your company to be found at the exact time somebody's searching the services that you provide. The other way you can do ads is by display ads. And where might I get display ads? Let's go to, actually, this isn't gonna work because I have ads blocked. But you know what I'm talking about. Display ads are the ones that follow you around the internet, and sometimes they drive you nuts. Other times it's a nice reminder to make a purchase. So I actually have ads blocked, so I'm not gonna see any display ads on this site. But you could do a combination of search ads and display ads. So when somebody's searching for you, they find your company, and then you tell Google, hey, anybody who searched for Eau Claire Roofing in the last 30 days, send them this ad, this photo, follow them all over the internet with this ad. If you are doing display ads on Google, you want to make sure that you are pitching your unique selling proposition. You don't just want to say, hey, we're another roofing company in America. We have 30 years of experience, blah. That's not going to get anybody to click. If you're rocking tape and you're doing display ads around the internet, you want to have a photo of a beautiful house and you want to say, do you want the most beautiful roof in your neighborhood installed in 1 day? That's an inspiring ad. That's a unique selling proposition, the 1-day installation. And yeah, I do want to have the most beautiful house, the most beautiful roof in my neighborhood. That meets my goals. They're speaking to my goals. They're not talking about themselves. If you're an insulation company, your ad, no, nobody's passionate about insulation. Nobody cares. I don't just want insulation because insulation's cool. You don't want to sell me on the insulation. You want to sell me on the benefit. So if you're an Eau Claire insulation company, your ad might say, hey, 1 call to Eau Claire Insulation could save you $1,000 on your heating bill every single year. I'm not passionate about insulation. I don't care about insulation. I am passionate about lowering my recurring costs. If you can find a way to save me $1,000 every single year on my heating bill, I'll give you a call, even though I don't think I probably need new insulation. Now, I just made that number up. But if you're advertising, you need to inspire and you need to use your unique selling proposition. Okay, that's Google Ads.
Hey, Josh, before you go on, we had a question on Facebook.
Yes.
Business Manager here. Someone was asking, where do you find the Facebook Business Manager? And then also, I would also add in, I don't know how familiar you are with the new Google restrictions related to housing, but you have to be really careful about any ads related to housing. They don't let you actually target those.
Okay. Like specifically with rental or like even like a
like Creative Homes, I can't target.
Oh.
Anything that is related to home or house or something.
Okay.
So
okay.
There's you have to be careful about that. So if it's more specific, it's okay. But if it's more general, they aren't letting you do much for targeting.
Okay. Yep. So those rules do change all the time. Facebook and Google, every day they are changing what you can do and what you can't do. And if they say you can't target an audience anymore, you just can't. Sometimes you can switch platforms and we'll have times where Facebook won't let us target based on a demographic and Google will. And you can just switch. Other times you have to play their game and you have to find another way to do it. Where's Business Manager? I actually don't know. I've never set up Business Manager. We already have Business Manager. I set up campaigns all the time. I don't know how you set up a new Business Manager account.
I think it's the Facebook switched everything over. I think,
Okay.
I mean, I think it's in terms of how do you find that to get into the ads? Do you want to show that? Do you want me to screen share ours?
I can show you our inside of Business Manager. Is that what you mean?
Yes,
Or
I think so. Or Alicia, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yes, hi. Sorry, I was just confused about how you set up Business Manager because I have done it. I've like boosted ads before on Facebook, but Business Manager is really where I want to go with my target audience, and I couldn't locate that on Facebook.
I am not exactly sure. I can look it up and I can get back to you. But I've never set up a new account. I have it saved as a favorite and I just go there, but it's a completely different platform. It does not look like Facebook. Unless you're using it a different way, Christina. I know they have different editors. They have a basic editor, they have a pro editor. Christina, you look like maybe you do it a different way.
Yeah, if you want me to screen share,
Sure.
I can show ours.
Yep.
Oops, you don't want to see that. All right, so I don't know if you get what's on the manage page on the left is where we get to all of that through. Alicia, I don't know if you have that. I think this is fairly new, but this is how we get into a lot of those types of things with the because we go right into the ad. You can go right into the ad center from there, and that's how we get into when you start going into here, it'll pull up that business manager when you start going in this way.
Okay.
So that's how we get into it.
Okay, great. I haven't gone in that way, but that looks probably like the right way to do it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much.
Yep. So this is fairly new. I noticed Facebook switched to this platform or this format recently.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I am going to turn the page here. We have talked about how to get people on your site. You need to get people on your site. You need one successful way to do that and then lean into it. Now, once they're on your website, how in the world do you turn them into leads? You have a limited number of people who go to your website, so you need a good percentage of them to turn into leads. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, go back to this one. Okay, number one way you need to do it. So the first thing you need to do is speak to your audience's goals. Don't talk about your company. Too many companies say, we're the best in the industry. We have 30 years of experience. We carry the best products. Nobody cares about you. They care about their goals. If your audience is buying a post-frame egg building, they want a secure, lasting, and strong building. This is Northland Buildings. And the whole website is talking to an audience's goals. It's not talking about what makes Northland Buildings so great. When somebody gets here, we want that person to feel like, I've found the right place. I found a company who understands my goals. These are the things I want. I want it to last. I want it secure. Storms happen. Snow is heavy. Winds are fast. I just want a building that's going to last. This website speaks to an audience's goals. It doesn't speak about the company. Now you want to talk about your company a little, but that shouldn't be the main point. Another website that does that really well is Rice Lake Glass. They're a commercial glass contractor. And the first thing they say is timelines are fragile too. They understand that the people buying their windows are project managers that are under the gun with rigid timelines, and they need contractors they can trust to come through on time. So the first thing they say is, hey, timelines are fragile too. We handle with care. The beauty of being built on time, built to make a statement. You must speak to your audience's goals first, don't speak about yourself first. Okay, so another way to get leads, this is very important and this makes a big difference. In order to get leads, you need people to fill out a form or call you or set up an appointment, but a form is the best way to do that. The number one thing you can do to start getting more leads on your website is put your form above the fold on all of your selling pages. This is First American Roofing and Siding's homepage. The first thing you see is get an estimate. Okay, I want to learn about roofing. It's right there. The form follows me. It's above the fold. Everywhere I go, I'm not even one click away from becoming a lead. You want to make being a lead really easy. This is easy. I don't even have to click one time. I know that the very first thing I do if I have any interest in siding is just put my information right there. It's so easy. All I got to do is put my name and email, and somebody will take care of the rest. Somebody will contact me. Make it very easy. Your selling pages should have the form above the fold with as little fields as possible to make it very easy. Okay, another way to do it is you need to use trust factors on all of your selling pages. So this is, we're not selling anything, but this is a huge part of our lead generation campaign. We have a video class for people who want to learn about how to get more out of their websites. In 5 videos, we tell you everything we know about websites. We don't hold anything back. All you got to do is put your name and email there, and we surround it with trust factors. 5-star rating on Google, 5-star rating on Facebook. We have won awards from Graphic Design USA. You want to affirm the decision somebody's thinking about making. Somebody's thinking about becoming a lead. I want to affirm that. Whenever I'm asking for somebody to make a commitment, I'm going to surround it with trust factors like my ratings and testimonials. If you look at First American Roofing, same thing here. 5-star Google, well, it's 4.8 Google rating. Facebook, 4.5 stars. They want people to trust them. And before somebody makes a purchase or becomes a lead, they have to trust you. Okay, another way to turn website users into leads is with bold calls to action. Back to Northland Buildings. We're learning about these awesome, beautiful, secure buildings. I've gotten to the bottom. Do you want your building to last? Start the process. Do you want it to last? You know as well as I do, if you want an egg building, you could go to Menards. You could get the metal for cheaper. You could get the wood for cheaper. You get the hardware for cheaper. And you know as well as I do, it's not going to last very long. Northland Buildings knows that that's a pain point of their customers. So they're saying, do you want your building to actually last? Start the process. That's a bold call to action. So your words should be inspiring and persuasive with your calls to action. It should also be visually inspiring. If we go to another one of their pages, we're learning about their egg buildings. Let's see what they got here. See what's possible. That's a call to action. See what's possible. Are you looking for inspiration? See what's possible. Get to the bottom, same thing. Do you want your building to last? I mean, the answer is yes. Start the process. That's a call to action. It's visually bold and the wording is persuasive. Another way to make it easy for your website visitors to become a lead is with the big button, the main button. You know what button I'm talking about. Every website should have this big bold button. If you're on B&B Electric's site, every page you go to, the #1 button that's going to call your attention is request a bid. Whether you're learning about electric systems for healthcare or public works, this is the action that B&B Electric wants you to take. So whenever you're thinking about taking action, we always go to that button. We don't know, sometimes it says buy, sometimes it says contact, but your button should stand out because that's the #1 job your website has, is to turn visitors into leads. You've gotten them on your website. We talked about those strategies. Now turn them into leads. Your button has to stand out. Your calls to action have to stand out. Your forms have to stand out and be above the fold. And on all of your selling pages, you need to surround your ask with trust factors that reinforce their decision. So that's B&B Electric. So that's how your website turns people into leads. Those things are easy things anybody can do. You don't need a brand strategist to do those things. You need a website that is an expert at the basics. Those are basic things. Forms above the fold, star ratings, buttons. Those are easy things. Talk to your audience, don't talk about yourself. Easy things anybody can do. And they instantly make a difference with how people move toward a purchasing decision with your company. Okay, let me peek at the clock. Zoom is in the way. 12:45, I got 15 minutes. Okay. We've talked about step 1 and step 2. Step 1, get people on your site. Find the mechanism to get them on your site. Step 2 is when they're on your site, turn them into leads. Step 3 is turn leads into customers. All of digital marketing, all of the strategies that are available to you, they still use the same funnel of getting users, leads, customers. Let's talk about that third step in turning leads into customers. So you have an email address now and you have a phone number because you got a lead. You need to contact them, right? I'm not going to talk about the phone call, but obviously if you are, people are submitting quotes, your salesperson is going to follow up. Somebody wants a quote on a roof, your salesperson is going to follow up. That's easy. You already know that. But it's very important to do the follow-up with email. Email seems kind of like this archaic digital channel. It's been around a long time. It's not cutting edge like TikTok. It's not where all the kids are hanging out like Instagram. I shouldn't even say that. It's not the kids on Instagram anymore. But we can think of email as this old channel that isn't as effective, and that's actually not true. Across many, many industries, when you analyze what causes the purchase and you look back at the last click, what was the very last click somebody took to make a purchase? Was it an ad? Was it a Google search result? Across industries, the largest contributor to the last click before sale is email. We still perceive email as this kind of personalized channel. And what's great about it is email is free. Facebook, not free. If you have 1,000 page likes and you post something, 5% of your people are going to see it. You have to pay to reach your page likes on Facebook. You have to pay to play. With email, it's free. You can instantly tell people whatever you want. And it has a very high impact on people making that purchase decision. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a high converting 5 email welcome sequence. Now you want to do continued emails. If you have the resources, do it more often. Once or twice a month is great. Just email them something so that you stay top of mind, top of inbox. They don't forget about you. But the welcome sequence, it can be very powerful because you're striking while the iron's hot. They're thinking about a new roof right now. They're thinking about new siding right now. Strike while that iron's hot. Okay, here is the 5 email welcome sequence that can help you close some sales. Email number 1 is the receipt. You want to acknowledge the action they took right away. We got your quote request. Somebody on our team will be with you shortly. You're just saying, hey, we got it. We'll be in touch. That's it. It's a receipt. But you want to send that out right away. So automate these 5 emails on days 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Day 2, answer before they ask. If you're in the flooring industry, one of your most common questions probably is, do I need solid hardwood or could I get away with engineered hardwood? Send them that email right away. Answer even before they ask. You know they have the question. Answer it for them for free. So that second email is going to say, hey, if you're like our normal customers, you're probably wondering, do you need solid hardwood or can you get away with engineered hardwood? Here's our take. Here are the trade-offs. There's benefits. There's pros and cons to each. Just answer their question for them so they don't even have to ask. You're giving them free value. You're helping them. They didn't even ask for help, but you're their guide. You're their helper. Day 3, save them money even before they buy. If you're in the remodeling business, on day 3, you could say, hey, if you're planning a bathroom, here's 5 ways you could save money that will not impact the beauty of the final product. Everybody wants to save money. Even if you want the best bathroom ever, you still want to do it and save some money. So save money for them even before they buy. They're still just considering you. Find ways to say, hey, here are some, maybe not corners you can cut, but here are some ways you can save money and still get the best quality and value. Day 4 is solve a problem before they're aware of it. Maybe you're in the landscaping business and on day 4 you say, here's how to avoid 5 costly mistakes when landscaping a brand new home. They didn't even know they were going to find some problems, but you're the professional landscaper. You know what problems people have when they're landscaping a brand new unfinished plot of land. And you say, hey, here are 5 common mistakes and here's how to solve them. Now, these emails could be links to a blog post, or you could just answer it right in the email. But you are positioning yourself as the authority. You're giving free value before asking for the sale. And they're learning to trust you and view you as the expert. Email 5, oh, this is a 6 email sequence, forgive me. Email 5, ask for the sale. By now, by day 5, I hope your salesperson has gotten back with the quote. I hope they've called them and talked through the options. Say, you know, hey, if you want that roof, call us today. Get them back on your website. Get them back to your contact page. If you want that roof, call us today. We'd love to help you with it. Schedule a call here. We'd be happy to talk with you. We'll learn your situation. We'll listen to your needs, and we'll give you the best possible solution. Give lots of links in that email. Ask for the sale on day 5. Now you've given 3 days of nothing but value. Now you can ask for the sale. Day 6, this is the last email, the last one in the sequence. Then you can just email them once a month or twice a month. Email 6, ask for the sale again with urgency. This time you're saying, our calendar is almost full for the year. If you're ready for a home that makes your friends and family jealous, call us today. You got to create some kind of urgency, whether, hey, the seasons are changing. It's about to get cold. If you want your heater working, call now. Don't waste any more time. You can't afford to wait a week for an HVAC professional to come to your house. Find some way to create urgency. You've already asked for the sale. Now ask for it again, but create urgency. So those are 6 emails that if you automate 6 in a row, it's going to take you some work to write them and to automate it, but then it's on autopilot. And every time somebody becomes a lead, they always get these 6 emails. Email 1, we got your quote. Somebody will get back to you. Email 2, answer before they ask. Email 3, save them money before they even buy. Email 4, solve a problem before they're aware of it. Email 5, ask for the sale. And email 6, ask for the sale again with urgency. So overview of email marketing is that it's free. You own your audience. You don't own your audience on Facebook. If you want to message your 1,000 page followers, you can't do it unless you pay. Facebook knows that. You own your audience with email. So it's free. You can automate the messaging, and you get to position yourself as an authority, an expert, a trusted guide. And email is very powerful for pushing people over the edge to finally make that purchase they've been considering for a long time. You stay top of mind. They're not going to forget you. Even if they're not opening your emails, they're still reading your subject lines. And once they finally say, okay, we need to get this roof done, they've seen your company every week or 2 for free in their inbox. So then do, you know, 1, 2, 3 emails a month, mix it up, send some articles, give some free resources, give tips, some calls to action, and you'll be able to turn those leads into customers. Okay, so we have talked about this funnel of digital marketing. This is the digital marketing blueprint. I don't care where you're advertising. I don't care how you're doing digital marketing. Regardless of what channel, regardless of what strategy, you have to do all 3 of these steps. You got to get people on your website. You got to turn website visitors into leads and turn leads into customers. Whether you're ready to tackle one part or all of it, it all makes a difference. If all you did is get more people on your website, even if you're not doing any better at converting leads, you now have a bigger pool. So maybe your website converts 2% of users into leads. If you were getting 100 people on your site, you only got 2 leads. If you can turn that up to 500 people on your website, now you're getting 10 leads, and you haven't even addressed the lead generation. All you did was put more people in the top of the funnel. Likewise, if you don't find any way to get anybody new on your website, but instead of converting 2% of people, you convert 5% of people. Now you're getting more business. You're putting more people into that funnel just by doing some of the basics, that big button, bold calls to action, the form above the fold, surrounded by trust factors. And then the last piece, if all of a sudden you start emailing your contacts because you have 2,000 email addresses and nobody ever emails them, you're going to start getting business by emailing them regularly. You'll get people to unsubscribe, but that's part of the business. You can grow your company with digital marketing, even by just addressing one of those 3 steps. If you have any questions about websites or digital marketing, I would be happy to talk with you. I love just giving ideas or troubleshooting. Our website is full of free resources. Everything we know about websites and digital marketing, we give away for free. We have no secrets. We share everything we know. Our blog, we post blogs every week. We have tons of free guides. This video class I told you about is awesome. We put everything we know into 5 videos. And if you'd like to get more out of your website, that's a great place to start.
Josh, you got one question here. What's a good platform for automating your emails?
Yeah, MailChimp is a great place to start. MailChimp is very cheap and has more than enough features and capabilities to handle just about any business. They're the email leader in the world, and they're very affordable.
Awesome.
So that's it. 12:56. I didn't go over. I did, as promised, I talked really fast. So if you guys have questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Fabulous information.
Does anybody have any questions for Josh?
Thanks, Dean.
Oh, I think we have one.
Yeah, so this really focused a lot on big business. Like a lot of the, I'm looking more towards small businesses in particular. Things that, they might be starting up. It might start out of your house and then work into something more. How can we, how would you compress this and make it into something that focuses more on a really small business out of your house versus already with a website and things like that?
Sure. I think social media is the place to start. With a small business, you're not going to rank #1 on Google.
Right.
People have been around for a long time. They have page authority. You don't. Or you probably don't even have a website. So social media is the place to start. No upfront cost, no website needed. You can just do business from direct messages. Your friends and family are gonna help you amplify because they know you're starting a new business and they're gonna comment and share. But you need to find the right platform. You will get dramatically different results on different platforms. We post identical stuff from LinkedIn as Facebook, and Facebook does terribly. It does awful. If you look at our Facebook page, you'd think we don't do any business. On LinkedIn, the same content does very well. So you need to find the right platform. It might be Instagram. And if you're a small business owner, you don't want to be on every social platform. So pick one. Ignore Facebook and just go all in on Instagram.
Yeah. Because what I've seen is a lot of the research that I've done is, and just my own research is that Facebook is kind of, you want to meet where your consumer is at. So if your consumer, it'd be silly to put, it's to pursue something on Facebook when your consumer is not there. Right. I've seen that a lot of the research that I've actually done is, especially for a younger demographic, which tends to be, what certain people are going for. They're not going to websites. They don't want to go to websites. It's just, it's almost like it's too much for them. It's clicking on that link is just too much. And so they just want it right. Everything is like right there. And so I've seen that Instagram is one of the top places for businesses and especially small businesses. So
yep. Yeah, and that's where the testing comes in. Just like I said, to test different types of posts, at the beginning, you're going to want to test different platforms. We had one ad campaign on Facebook. We did everything we possibly could to optimize it. And we were getting leads for like $50 each, which is way too high. I tried YouTube for one day and I got 6 times the results with the same price without optimizing anything. And it was just an accident that I found it, but I was so glad I did. It made all the difference. Now I turned off Facebook and all I do is YouTube. So you do want to test the different platforms and see where you're going to get the engagement.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? We're right at 1 o'clock. And I'll just put my email here.
Yes, please.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you to everybody for jumping on today. And Josh, thank you so much. Honestly, really, really great information.
You bet. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.